Go ahead.
You are listening to the VAHOMA Podcast. Be sure to subscribe.
Thank you. Hello there. This is the VAHOMA Podcast, episode 31. I'm Tim Abbott. With me is Brett Phillips, a.k.a. Bert.
Hello.
Chris Mason.
Hello, hello.
And Agent M is at the table.
Hi.
I'll screen on the table. Andrew Smith was supposed to be here, and then his tire decided to go flat. So, if he hadn't sent us the picture, we might not have believed him, but he did send us a picture of a flat tire.
Yes.
Which I'm going to Google that later to see if it's just a generic picture of a flat tire.
Also, did he slash it himself or, let all
Yeah.
the air out himself?
You never know. You never know.
No.
So, on this episode, we will talk about Far Cry 5, I'm sure. God of War has come out. A Way Out has come out since the last time we all got together. So we'll talk about what we've been playing. There was some Black Ops 4 news that came out. We'll talk about that. And some Destiny 2 updates. And then... You good?
Sorry, I'm good.
Okay. And then Agent M has prepared a theme song challenge, this time for movies. Because we did TV shows and we did video games, so now we'll do movie theme songs. And we'll see how that goes. So, anyways, on that note, what we have been playing, we'll start with the one that usually hasn't been playing much, Brett Phillips.
I will have you note that since the last time we talked, I've only played one Formula One race.
Only one? Okay.
Only one. I kind of slacked off a little bit. I've been trying to get through Assassin's Creed and Origins.
Okay.
And there's just so much to do in that game. And I'm not even getting bored with it. There's so many side quests and everything. Not even getting bored with it. Great game. I think it's the best Assassin's Creed game I've played, which, granted, I never played 3. I never played Unity. I never played Rogue. I never played Syndicate.
It's the greatest game you've never played.
But anyway.
So basically you played like 1 and 2 and this one?
It's like, but it's the greatest one of all of them.
Well, I played 1. I played
Flag.
2. I played 2.3, and I played 2.6. And then I played Black Flag.
Okay, that's true, yeah. Okay.
I was counting it up the other day, and there are actually 10 major Assassin's Creed games.
That's just
That's
the
not
consoles.
even.
You're not counting the...
That's not even counting the
small
Chronicles ones.
Yeah. But the Chronicle ones are fun.
But anyway.
When they're free.
I did download Syndicate the other day because it's free with Games with Gold right now on Xbox. So that's in my library. I'll be playing that at some point. But right now, just trying to get through Assassin's Creed and getting ready for a baby. That's it.
Okay. Agent M, what you got for me?
I got a rhythm game on the PlayStation 4 that I forgot to mention, I think, at the last podcast, called DJ Max Respect. And
Okay.
it's like a well-known kind of game type, but I'd never heard of it. But it's kind of like DDR on the controller, if anybody ever used to play Dance Dance Revolution on the controller.
Okay.
Chris knows what I'm talking about.
He's
He's just not
Dance
paying.
Dance Revolution, but okay.
He's not paying any attention to what I'm saying.
No, you don't. It's you got to have skill for the controller.
Oh, I'm sure. Just it's weird.
It is, and so I bought it on the PlayStation 4 and have been playing that, and that's a lot of fun. And then Final Fantasy 15 I started, and Far Cry 5.
Okay.
Which...
We will talk about Far Cry 5 a little more in detail.
Yep.
Chris Mason.
Yes.
Besides Far Cry 5.
Outside of Far Cry 5? Oh, well, is this where I can go into Super Hot?
Sure.
All right, well, did anybody else get Super Hot?
Downloaded it, haven't played it.
I started it and I got stuck.
Okay.
I don't even know what it was.
It was with Games with Gold. You actually have to pay attention with that.
So it was the one. Okay, it was the one that Syndicate replaced.
Yes.
that the one where it's just red?
Yeah, it's like a red.
Okay, I
person
watched
on
the
cover.
trailer and I was like, "This looks ridiculous. I'm not getting it."
Okay, so you made a mistake with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I thought the same thing. I watched the trailer, and I don't know why I downloaded it, because I thought the exact same thing. But I beat the game, and I want to go play it again. It's not about the graphics. It's about the gameplay. It's an entire game of bullet time, like from Max Payne back in the day. That's what it is.
It's one of the best VR games.
Yeah, you basically are. You just sit. They can put you in a scenario in a room. The whole room is white. The weapons are black, and the bad guys are red, and bullets are red. So it's done this way for contrast. And there's a bit of a story arc, which was kind of interesting. There's an actual campaign. There's an actual story. It was actually, once I got all clicked, I was like, interesting. Nothing earth shattering, but each scenario, it basically, every time you move is when everything moves. Nothing moves until you do. So you can go slow, take your time. You can see the bullets coming at you.
Okay.
You pick up an item, throw it. It'll knock the gun out of their hand. You can grab it in midair, then fire and shoot somebody else.
Okay.
But it's all, like I said, relative to time. And then once you get that concept down, like it's level after level, scenario after scenario, to the point, like at the end, it's literally like 10 different like enemies coming at you with an assault rifle, a shotgun, this, that, and the other. And like I said, I thoroughly, it's been hands down the best games with gold I've had in 2 years. Like, it was such a nice surprise because it was fun. I had no clue what it was, and it was fun. Like I said, it just absolutely did not. Like, graphically, I said the same thing you did. Okay, it's a shooter. Ooh, big red square, polygonal, looking things. I'm like, what's the big deal about it? But if you actually played it, if you play it, give it like a level or two, it actually is a ton of fun. Terry saw me playing it, and then he actually was playing it with me, and has got the concept down of what to do with it. So that was a lot of fun. Like I said, there was
I'm stuck.
You're stuck? Well, I could get past it.
I'm like on level 2 or 3, and there's 2 guys shooting at me, and it doesn't matter how slow I move. I always end up making it to them, and right when I'm about to hit them, I get shot because I'm too close. And as soon as I hit the button to move, they also move at the same second that I move, and they're already holding the gun up. And as soon as I move, they pull the trigger. I cannot beat that.
It's that kind of. It's completely different thinking. The way
It's a hand. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But like I said, it's a ton of fun. If you get the opportunity to get it, I recommend it. It was, like I said, you won't be blown away by the graphics, but it's not intended to be. It's actually like an MS-DOS based, like the system. The story is like somebody's playing a game, and like you see text messages coming like in an MS-DOS screen, and you're talking to somebody like via like Instant Messenger or something like that, and they're talking about this game called Super Hot, and it's the story is actually interesting. It was very Matrix-y. Very, at the end it was kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I did get kind of a little bit of a Matrix vibe when I was watching the video.
And it's a lot of levels. It's more than I thought there would be. It's it's not like a 4 or 5 level thing and done. And then at the end there's a endless mode where basically it's how many, it puts you in a big old room with obstacles and stuff, and it's like how many bad guys can you take out? Like how long can you really can you survive? And it keeps a count, and that was a lot of fun. Like I said, I was playing around with that this morning. It's a nice pick 'em up. It's also a nice pick 'em up kind of game where you can pick up, shoot some things, play around with it, and stop. Like there's no save point. There's no you just start at each level or whatnot. But a very intriguing game. Like I said, something that was very different than I'm used to. And like I said, it was VR, and like I said, it just absolutely was fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's one of those that if you have VR, then you can like lean, use your hands to grab the guns while they're in the air and stuff, and try to do it with a controller.
I could see that being really fun for VR.
Yeah.
But even not in VR, like I said, it was bullet time and Max Payne was the biggest part. I loved that concept of slowing down time, being able to assess the situation and pull off some crazy moves, and I would walk into a room in Max Payne, find out, okay, they're coming from the ceiling, from here, here, and here. So then do it again, jump off the staircase, pull out the guns, and take out 5 guys before I ever hit the ground, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, and this reminds me so much of that bullet time kind of thing. So, I highly recommend it if you have not played it yet. Get it. Other than that, I know there's some Destiny stuff coming.
Yeah.
Other than that, haven't played much other than Far Cry 5, and that's been pretty much it. Kind of veered away from Fortnite for a while. It's been Far Cry for the most part.
Okay. What I've been playing,
I wonder.
I don't know. Well, it's on my shirt that Zoom got for me for Christmas. So
Nice.
bringing it on the podcast.
Our one fan.
I have played PUBG, obviously. We did Fortnite crossplay. I don't know if we talked about that last episode or not, but we did do that one like multiplayer thing, which was kind of cool of PC with Xbox combined.
I want to try it with Halo Wars 2, though. You said we could do that.
We can. Yeah, I just had to get it downloaded on there. Which if I activate Game Pass, like my free trial, then I can download Halo Wars 2 on the PC and try it through there too. I think it'd be kind of neat just to see what it looks like doing crossplay.
I'd be
and stuff.
interested. It's been a while since I picked up Halo Wars 2 as well.
So that'd be something we could try. I played a game that called Friday the 13th Killer Puzzle. And so it's this really random game. It was free on Steam. And all it is a puzzle game where you play as Jason and you have to kill the counselors on the screen. But it's like really cartoony and like they look like pop figures that people do basically. And when you move a direction, like you slide, like it goes really fast, so you have to like maneuver around to kill a certain person and then get to then take out the last person on the board. And then it does like it's like you can set it to be PG or R, like based on rating. So if it's R, you can actually see like you're cut off the guy's head, but it's all like real cartoony and stuff. It's really funny. I had a blast with that game, and it was free, so can't beat that. I did beat A Way Out. Finally did that, where you guys have it downloaded, so eventually we'll get that played. Whenever we have a night that is going to be long, just text me, and if I'm not in a match of PUBG, I will switch.
That's the key.
Key phrase. But so like Chris and I actually beat it Thursday night. So we started it, we made it about halfway through the game, did another mission like another night, and then finished it Thursday night before I left on Friday to come down here. And that game is really clever and really fun. It's a cool concept as far as like the whole thing's split screen if you're playing online. And then it's a puzzle game of like, okay, I need to go distract the guard while you maneuver around to steal whatever it is we need to steal, to then the tricks we need to get out. But then it's a lot of like coordination and stuff of like, there's one part when you're back to back, you got to go up a shaft, and you have to time your buttons correctly to go up together, up the shaft, for example. But then it's once you're out, then it's all about getting revenge on the guy that basically responsible for getting you in there. Story ended up being really cool, interesting twists and turns that I don't want to spoil until you guys actually have played it. But for $30 to where you can then have somebody else be able to play with you, whoever bought the game, really well worth it. I mean, it was like 6 hours to beat it, but I would say it's definitely worth picking up. I mean, if you find it on sale, I think it's been on Games with Gold sale.
It is.
So
it was $22.99 when I looked at it the other day.
Well worth it. If you own the game, that's how you get the achievements. You don't get achievements if you don't own the game. There's a little fun, but there's different games. But then there's like all these different mini games. Like one of the characters has a baby. You've seen it; it's in the trailer thing and stuff. But while you're walking through there, it's like play a board game. And you go over, you can play Connect 4 against the person that you're playing with, and so you're playing Connect 4 randomly in this hospital. Played a random like arcade game. There was you could hit like baseballs. Like it was like you see like you're walking through a trailer park and these people are like, hey, can I take a turn? And so then they throw you the ball and you have to like try and hit a home run. That's an achievement to hit a home run. Different things. There was one that was really funny of you come up to a lady and she's like, she's sitting there with a shotgun. She's like, I'm waiting for my cheating husband to get back. And you're like, oh, okay, well, if I see him, I'll let you know. And then you walk up and you hear a trailer like rocking, and you knock on the door, and you're like, hey, what's going on? He's like, none of your business. And then you hear the lady go, come on, Cleus, my lady parts are getting cold. And he's like, I'm on my way, honey. And so then you go back to her and like, hey, I think your husband's in that trailer right there. And so you watch her walk in, and you hear him like, "Oh, honey, like I didn't know it wasn't you." He's like, I thought it was you. I thought it was you. And it's really funny and stuff. So it's little side things like that. It's really funny. The writing's really clever. Different twists and turns. The ending of the game I was not expecting. So it's definitely worth picking up. Especially if it does couch co-op too. So if you want to sit with a person who owns it and play it, you can. Really clever, really cool. Definitely worth it. I have, let's see, PUBG. Nothing much there. We did say I played that, so I got the shirt. I got featured on Hype Zone the other night.
Nice.
Had 217 people watching. And I got the game-winning kill. So that's very important, very big. I gained a whole new 2 followers off of it, but whatever. I'm at 45 now. So I'm gaining. I've been featured twice on it, but this was the first time where it was like legit. The other time it glitched when it was like 47 alive. And it was like, why are y'all here? Because Hype Zone's all about the last 10 alive of a match that bounces between the different games. And I was like, why are y'all here? Like, I have found no good loot and stuff like that, and it would not leave my channel. And I was like, I'm sorry, like, you're just going to watch me run to the circle through a field right now because this is still early game. And but the chat was actually pretty fun. And
does it like pop up on your screen or something?
Not on my screen. It shows up on my chat.
Okay.
So I have
Okay.
my main gaming monitor in front of me, and then I readjusted. I used to have my 42-inch television be my second screen because my laptop does my does the work of the stream stuff and everything. And I used to have a second monitor come off of this and bring up the chat, but I had it on the big TV. But I always had to turn my head to look and see it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able. So if somebody said something, I wouldn't see it.
Of course.
So now I took my second computer monitor, and it's like right here,
Okay.
so I can see it better. So like when Agent M actually popped in and said hi, I responded right away instead of it being lost in the shuffle of like, oh, when did she say that? I hope that wasn't 15 minutes ago. So, I thought it was pretty cool. Had some good kills. Still making my trailers or my weekly updates of what had happened for the week. Those videos are fun.
I used to stream before it was cool. I used to stream Uno.
Yeah, that's right. You did. When you didn't know.
I didn't know. Exactly.
Army crawling out of the screen. So that's cool. And then I have played about 4 hours of God of War. And that game is everything they're saying it is.
Yeah, okay.
I have no idea what they're saying. All I know is that there's a couple guys at work that say it's fantastic and it's better than the previous 3.
Okay, well,
That's all I
I don't think that's going to be true. And B,
That's all I know.
I need somebody to answer the question. Do they address where the heck you get being Norse from the Greek gods? Like, you spend 3 games doing nothing. You can't ignore God of War 1, 2, and 3. They're the definition of what an epic story is.
I mean, obviously I haven't made it that far in the story kind of thing, but they do hint at it. Like, there was a part where I came across a character in the
for
game.
a game I haven't played, I understand. I don't even have the system that's on yet.
Yeah.
But that's my biggest hang-up. Like, if they can address, like, you can't ignore. I can't stand.
He's basically like he's gone in hiding, so he's left the Greek world to hide in the Norse world, and he's been like
but
in this
he
like
is a god.
Yes.
He is a Greek god.
Yes,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
is-
It's
yes.
not like you can't
well,
just
3
like,
he
you know
basically
what?
killed all the gods. So
Well, yeah, but then you got the Titans. Like I said, you got to address 1, 2, and 3. This can't, unless it's a reboot. If it's a reboot, it's a reboot.
It's not a reboot.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They've said it's not a reboot. If this is supposed to be a sequel,
they do hint at it. There was interesting, like when he lost his blades, you know, the chains and stuff along those lines.
Blades of
like,
Chaos.
The Blades of Chaos, those things. He has arm wraps around his arms where to like cover up the scars and stuff. Like, his kid doesn't know that he was a god. Doesn't know he's a god, and basically the mom, his wife, or whatever she was to him, she's died, and her request was to have her ashes taken to the tallest point in the world.
or
so,
he could wear them. like, we've already done that. I'm like, do you address that? I'm saying there's just too much. I'm having a hard time with it.
So he's, so that's the whole point, is just him trying to get to the top of this mountain, but so he's got to fight his way through different things and stuff.
That can't be the concept of the whole game.
I don't know. Like right now, I am trying to climb this mountain.
Okay.
And get to the peak, but along the way,
I'm a level, but that can't be a game.
But it's one of the things. It's like it's a long, long treacherous hike and stuff along those lines. But then some things have gotten in the way, so now I got to go to this other place using the Bifrost to like get something that can clear this path to get up there. I don't know where it's going, the take and stuff for the story and everything. I don't know. But I mean, he is still a god. He's still super strong. Like at the beginning of the game, he chops down a tree and then picks it up and then carries it because he needs the wood. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's just going to lift this tree trunk giant thing up on his shoulder like it was nothing. And his kid doesn't know any different. So his kid's just like, oh, okay. But it's a clever mechanic with his kid as well, because you can have you can press square and the kid uses the bow and arrow. And if you're attacking a monster or something like that, the kid will shoot an arrow at it to distract the monster so then you can attack. And little quips and stuff. I had to move this really big, huge thing, and he was like, my dad's always been really strong. And then he's like, hey, he's like, Daddy, are you okay? You didn't hurt your back, did you? And then, like, Kratos is like, no, I did not hurt my back. It's really funny. It's an interesting, like, dad-son dynamic that they're trying to, like, he's doing the...
But there again, it's a dad and son.
Yep.
If anybody's played the first three, you can't go from that Kratos, that guy.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like that Kratos was just
son, let's watch a movie together. Roast some marshmallows.
He's not that type of dad. He's doing the strong love dad type thing. But
say it. You got something to say. You're with me on this.
Oh no, it's a complete change, obviously, from where it's. But he's also way older than he was. I don't know how long he's been in hiding, but it's clear he's been in hiding for a long time. Because he looks way older than he was in the original.
What's he hiding from? I'm curious.
Exactly.
I am curious. I'm not trying. It's for me. It's too far. Because I loved God of War. I love the whole series.
But that's one of the things. They've taken it a weird direction as far as like you can't jump. There's no jumping. That's all God of War 1, 2, and 3 were. Jump and slash the heck out of something. There's no jumping. You have an axe, which is a really cool thing as far as like you throw it, and then when you press triangle, it comes back to you.
Blades of Chaos.
No. But it has like frost things that you can do and freeze enemies and stuff along those lines. And I upgraded a thing which as you go, obviously upgrades and stuff. It's more RPG elements and stuff into it. But when I hit, I can like let go, and it does like a saw blade spin on the enemy as I have it on them, and then I grab it back. Or if you throw it through an enemy, like to an enemy, but then when you call it back, it will go through the enemy to come back to your hand. That's pretty cool.
If he does get the Blades of Chaos by the end of the game, at some point in the game, that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like right now the mechanics and stuff like that, as far as the game is, it's built around that axe and the freezing ability of the axe. So I don't. It's as I learn and stuff along those lines. But I would say if you get a chance, give it a shot.
I mean, it's one of those things that if I had the system, like I said, I don't have a PS4. I had a PS3, and I was absolute huge fan for God of War. And everything I see and everything I read just gives me more question marks, and not in a good way, but still, I'm like, the only reason I would want to play it is because of the name, and it would make me very angry to play it and not get what I want, which is what I want is to see that connection, see a transformation. Like, okay, tell me how we're here, because you can't ignore the first three games. You can't ignore the main weapon was the Blades of Chaos. The main story arc is why he's the Ghost of Sparta. You know, you can't ignore that stuff and just say, yeah, you know what, we're going to go with a different direction this way.
I feel like as it goes along, you're going to learn more things. Like I said, the one character she hints at it as far as she's like, he doesn't know, does he? He's like, what are you talking? He's basically like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I know you're a god. And, you know, he's like, and they're like, you know, Odin will not like the fact that you're here. And so it's interesting to see like the dynamic and stuff like that, where they're going with it. I don't know. It's just an interesting take where they're deciding to take it. And I mean, the game's gorgeous. It's stupid pretty. And I mean, like as far as what everyone's saying, I mean, it's got 10s across the board from like everybody. It's in early contention for Game of the Year.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
Chris will be the final judge.
I'm just saying.
I'm waiting for Chris
I've
to...
actually played games that are better. Far Cry 5 could be Game of the Year.
It'll be in the discussion. But this one is something different and unique. So it needs to be played if you have a PlayStation 4. Give it a shot. If you like God of War. It'd be interesting to see how it connects to the other ones eventually when I get there. I got to put PUBG down to play it, so that's
you would.
that's the hard part. But
You
it's
don't
something
have it
at
yet.
least to be willing to play.
What?
God of War. Just realized you don't have it.
I don't, because
And you just finished all of them.
I did. I just recently played 1, 2, and 3. And he was not a good guy.
Not a nice guy, no.
Yeah.
Not Dad of the Year,
He's
was he?
one of the only times I've played a game and I didn't necessarily like the main character I was playing as, but at the same time, I don't know that I disliked him.
Yeah, it was one, like Kratos is a guy that is like the original one. I mean, he's angry all the time.
And he kills everybody,
he kills
innocent
everything.
people too. Like,
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. They all
you
gotta
know,
die.
if he
So
can
it's
use
opportunity.
you, if he can use you to his benefit to get past a trap and throw you into the fire, he's gonna do it.
Right.
So,
So-
I just
It's just interesting to see where they go with it as far as like, because I mean, he is a different like. He's trying to be calmer. He's trying to be like off the radar, like because I mean, he lives in like this one room shack basically, hidden in Norris, country instead of where the Greeks were.
why don't I have it? Because I have plenty of other games to play right now.
And when has that ever stopped you? Seriously, you can't even use that excuse.
I really do, though.
You do.
You do, but that's
you-
never stopped you before.
That's
No.
never stopped you, not once.
You should get it. I'd be interested to see what you think. Because you probably get way past it way before me. So.
I would be interested in what you think because after just playing all the games, you're with me on a lot of different levels on that, and I'm curious to see. So if you just told me, hey, it's
I
worth
streamed
a
the first
play,
little bit. I mean, when we get done here, I'll show you some videos and stuff of it. It seemed pretty cool and stuff along those lines, just to see what you think of it.
Yeah, I've seen some of the trailers for it. The gameplay looks like it. It's like I said, this is one of those games that I can't get past the story. Like you can't ignore the story because I love Greek mythology. So like those kind of games just spoke to me, and the fact that God of War was just that hack and slash hit that they had, I was like, I wanted more. I just wanted more. The gameplay looks good for this game. I've seen the trailers. I've seen let's plays.
That's
on
where
it.
it's like, I mean, you can't get past the story, but the guys that made this game, like, they love God of War. They're not gonna just be like, whatever. Like
Well, that's what
they
I'm saying.
respect God of War and
I
they
have to
want
say,
to
like,
tell the story of
like
it.
I said, that's my initial. I'm not saying that's what it is, but right now, after again, I haven't played it, but boy, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. But I could be completely wrong, and if I played it one day and be like, oh man, it was everything I was thought it could be, then
Because I can tell you, it's from a little bit of it, it's a Chris game because it's definitely a lot of these like we need you to go this way, but you can go other directions. Me, I go to the direction it tells me to. I'm sitting there, the whole time I'm watching it, playing this, I'm going, oh, Chris is going to go this way, over here, around the corner, down some random path that makes no sense why you could go that way just yet. But Chris is going to go that way. Even if he's not supposed to yet, Chris is going to go that way. And because apparently there is a bunch of side quests and stuff along those lines you can do. I don't know where you get side quests and how you unlock them. So I feel like I'm super early in the game, that this game is like a 30-hour game.
The one complaint I did have about the one complaint I always had about the God of War series was it wasn't open enough where you could grind. It was pretty much you had to pick and choose your upgrades. It wasn't like you could get all the upgrades because you're only going to get X amount of whatever souls or whatever, to upgrade stuff. So
I got them all.
not in every game. I was like 3, and the grinding wasn't as easy in this game.
It feels like there's collectibles. There's like they want you to look around here to find this, to find that, and puzzle things that pop up about how to figure out how to get up to where you need to get to and stuff along those lines. It's a Chris game, I can tell you that right off the bat. Like I feel like you would like it once you start playing it. I legit believe that. And then the other one I barely touched was Far Cry 5. This is my transition to Far Cry 5. I basically played like the first hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe. I got out like the first island basically, and I rescued the dog. And
So he went to John.
I went to John.
I went to him right away because it's a dog. I had to have the dog.
Which is funny because she went to the
I went up. I went north to Jacob's region.
Jacobs, and I went west to Faith's region.
Okay, so you went for the bear,
and
you went for the mountain lion.
yeah. So I got cheeseburger, and I completed everything in Jacob's region.
And so like I said, I did enough to get the dog kind of thing, and I felt like I was like, wow, this game's really cool, but it's really cool that it's something I feel like I want to experience co-op. I want to play this game co-op, and my initial reaction was the only people I know that have the game are Asian M and Chris, and they do all the co-op games together, and this is only a 2-player co-op. If it was 4-player co-op, I'd be all about it.
No. Like I was saying earlier, it's one of those games that I want to beat. I can beat the whole thing on my own. I'm gonna do it on my own, and then I'm gonna play it again with her, and I'll play it again with you. Like, I don't mind. I was like, I'm having fun because I'm playing different ways, different styles, different weapon sets, but I'm having enough fun.
It's one of those things I'd be interested to see. Like, I don't know when I'll get to it. My big thing, I know at some point, maybe like come November when they go to do Extra Life, that 24-hour stream, stuff along those lines, Andrew and I are going to do that. So he is going to come to my house, and we're going to stream for 24 hours. And I figured, I was like, we'll just do Far Cry 5 maybe, or that'd be a fun one to co-op through and stuff along those lines. I didn't think you'd want to host a 24-hour stream. And
I think she could.
And so either that, or I mean, if you guys wanted to come up to the house, since you've never been up there, you're welcome to come up for that.
But you said
Saturday.
November.
Yeah, that's where it gets tough.
Get crazy
Yes.
in November.
It's like the very first weekend in November. But we'll discuss that when the time comes. I don't know exactly when the date is supposed to be, but it's a chance to raise money for Extra Life. I did that one for the PUBG thing, raised like $200-something. I thought it was pretty cool. And so I think that would be something that I could see Andrew and I co-oping through, or because he was going to bring his laptop, so we'll be able to do PUBG.
Surprise!
24 hours.
So I would just say, I think it'd be fun to bounce between games and stuff along those lines. I would love to do all of us like here or something along those lines, because then we could stream board games, because I have the ability to do Mixer Live, and so we could do it like just a camera point at the
hang
board.
the camera from the
we could get clever with it. I mean, this thing mounts pretty high, and angle it down and run that out into the capture card and stuff if I had to. But that would be an ordeal as far as like everyone has to bring TV. It'd be an old school LAN party.
I was gonna say it's a LAN party.
Bringing
right there.
TVs and Xboxes, and whether or not your internet can handle all of us being attached to it. Streaming, and because we'd have to be streaming, there's the whole point is to stream for 24 hours to raise money and stuff. So I don't know. It'd be something to figure out. In case you guys want to do a little vacay and come up, you're welcome to do that too. We'll figure it out at the time. But anyways, that's why I haven't touched it. I was like, I saw this game, I was like, it's going to be really cool co-op, but it's something I want to do the whole story co-op. So I will wait. I don't know when I'll get to it. But anyways.
I will say I have some complaints about the game. My biggest complaint is the map. No mini-map.
Okay, no mini-map. I agree. I've gotten used to it, but I miss the mini-map.
Because I'm missing... And it's not as big of a deal in this game as it was in the last one. Like, you could use the plants to craft syringes, and that's how you would heal. So you needed those plants, and they were on your mini-map, so you could find them. In this game, it's different.
It's an auto-heal as long as you're in cover or you're not being
Well,
attacked.
I'm burning up my med kits like crazy and dying
I've used
left and right.
3 med kits the entire time.
Well, see,
I've
I
played.
need the health. But there's no mini-map on the corner. It's like Fallout 4, where it's just a thing at the top, and it's very small. So it's just you've got the compass thing at the top with the directions, and then there's icons up there.
But you have to be facing that direction for
Right.
the icon to be pop up
So
on
the
thing.
problem is
Okay.
I'm having to go to the map and
You gotta-
review it a whole lot
you gotta
more.
And you got to spin
Okay.
spin around a whole lot.
And
Okay.
I personally am having a hard time seeing it because it's very small and it's very faint. It's not really bright.
That's the way Assassin's Creed is, but it's a lot more noticeable at the top.
Yeah.
It seems like that, as far as the minimap stuff and everything, it seems like that's been Ubisoft's latest, like, with Assassin's Creed now with Far Cry, is that I think they said they did some study where they noticed that, like, a lot of people's time was spent staring at the minimap versus the world in front of them.
Right, and I get that. I just wish there was a way I could make it a little bit easier for me to see, because I find myself squinting a whole lot when I'm playing this game so that I can see it, which gives me a headache after playing for a little while. So I can't play for a long period of time like I want, because I just can't seem to make it bright enough or easy for me to see, which is why it's even better when Chris is playing with me, because he can go mark something on the map and I'll go follow it. It's not as big of a deal if I'm missing something, but if I'm playing by myself, it's a bigger deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty much that, and the loot system is a little different.
Yeah, the loot system is different. It's not... I like it because less is more. For the most part, you're not... A lot of your money is less... You're getting money from loot, skins that you get, but you don't find them like 18,000 different random items and to go sell everything. That's pretty much not what it is. You're finding, I think it's like 5 or 6 different items, and they're all craftable items, and then skins from animals and fishing. You can fishing's a new concept in this game versus the last game, which adds a little different dynamic to it. But you sell all that stuff, but it's never for big money. Like, I get a couple thousand at best for a lot of these animal skins, which you got a whole lot more for this stuff in Far Cry 4. But it's your money's from missions, your money's from helping people, and I'm finding tons more ammo. I don't have to go refill my ammo. It's not...
I do.
It's not as much I don't feel as it's much overkill. Like, I don't feel like at Far Cry 4, I did the first half of the map, did everything on the map, completed every possible upgrade I could get, and I'm not even halfway through the game yet. And so that's where the repetition really started wearing on me. And in this game so far, that's not been the case. I still have upgrades to do. I haven't gone to the other 2 regions, but I've done a lot. You can get... Your only upgrades are perk points are from magazines you find on the map, and also from completing challenges, but that's it. So it's not an experience-based thing. So you can play all day long, but you're only going to get X amount of points, which I do like.
I don't know about the forced story missions, too.
Well, the forced story missions...
That's a little different.
You can double it. So let me finish with the perk points. You can double dip, as I confirmed the other night. Was like there's prepper stashes, which are little stashes of extra ammo and perk points and stuff. Well, you find hints to where those things are throughout the map, and then I like how it's a little mini quest. So you go find, a hint if somebody talks to you, or you read a note and it tells you, hey, there's something over in the mountains like that for a prepper stash. Marks it on your map. You go over there. There's a note that tells you, okay, there's a locked door back here under this cave. You got to figure out a way to get in, and it gives you a clue. So it takes you a few minutes to figure out how to get in. Some are a little bit harder than others. But eventually, it's something fun. It gets fun. It takes 10, 15 minutes to do one of those typically, but it's still something fun to do. And if you do it in your game, and like I say, she's with me, then if she does the prepper stash, she gets it, but it's not marked off on her game. So right. You can double dip, and you can still get the prepper points, the perk points. It has, like she was talking about, forced story missions. So like once you get to a certain like resistance in each region, at some point in time after you've reached that, there's a forced story mission, sometimes at the most inopportune times, that it basically takes you and you have to do this story mission, and you have to go through it on your own to this little sequence before it finishes, and they're a little different.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I grew up with my brother, so I play the same way he does, which is if the story is telling me to go this way, I'm going to go the exact opposite way, and I'm going to do every side mission before. And in this game, you don't have a choice. When it's ready for you to do the story mission, you do the story mission, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There's story missions, and then there's forced story missions, and there are 2 different things.
Yes. I'm talking about the forced story missions for the people in the region.
Right.
The rest of them are story missions you choose to do, but there are forced ones that are predetermined that at a certain point, once you've reached this point, it just gives you a warning that it's about to happen, and there's nothing you can do, and...
Some of them, like one, these hunters are coming for you, and just a random arrow will shoot you in the leg that's poisoned. Like, you're like, where did that come from? Nobody was around.
I was hiding in a closet.
And then an arrow hits
because
her.
it came on the screen, and it says.
So,
like the first
we didn't
time
realize
it
that this
happened,
was a forced thing. Like, we didn't realize this was going to
I thought
have
it was
to
a
happen.
glitch. First time it came up, he was in my party, and I'm like, it says I'm being hunted. I'm like, Chris, what does this mean? Why am I
I'm
being
like,
hunted?
back in the corner. I got you. I'm loaded down. I'm sitting up front looking for everybody. I'm like,
And then
bring it
all
on,
of a
bring it on.
sudden,
And
I'm
it's
like,
what
where-
are you doing? What are you doing?
And then I'm just falling over dead, and not really dead, but the whole screen goes black, and I'm like, it wasn't me. I didn't move.
And then it progresses, and it's like, okay, so that was supposed to happen, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then the more we played, I'm like, okay, it's the same kind of thing happened in each region, because, like I said, she was in a different region than where I went. But every time you get to you up your resistance, there's more difficulty. Like, they'll start selling helicopters after you. After you get to the third one, fighter jets start coming after you. The game is absolutely gorgeous. It's just really well done. I love the environment. I love the terrain. There's nothing really you can't get to. Unlike in Far Cry 4, there was a lot of mountainous areas that, like, okay, there's no way to get up here. Not nearly.
There is an out of bounds, though. I found
There
that.
is an out of bounds. And I did spend maybe 2 hours the other night walking the entire length of the bottom part of the map just to uncover it and make sure there was nothing there that wasn't supposed to. That, wasn't something
and he found
cool.
there was nothing there.
And I found there was absolutely nothing there, so I confirmed it.
So confirmed, don't go south.
Don't go south, yes.
Okay.
The entire...
And there's also a video on Amazon
Yes.
Prime, Inside Eden's Gate. Have you seen it?
I've heard about it.
So Chris was over here a couple weekends ago, and we watched it. It's only like 30 minutes long, but it's a neat little precursor to the game.
The main character, the voice actor and the character actor for the main character, the main bad guy. He's actually the bad guy in the movie. We're kind of in debate about the other characters. Some of them
don't
maybe.
ruin it for Tim if he's going to watch it, though.
No, some of them maybe, some of them not. But it's the precursor to the game.
Oh, cool.
So like when this ends, you can see. Okay, I think this is exactly where the game picks up at.
It's kind of interesting. If
it was a nice little precursor.
It's on Amazon Prime, so
There's
if you've got
apparently
it.
a novelization of it out. Somebody at work who plays Far Cry and is obsessed with it almost as much as me. Got the novel and is reading through it in more detail about the backstory of all the characters that are in it. But there's just the repetition that Far Cry 4 that I was complaining about is not. It's not there.
It's terrible.
Yeah, Far Cry 4 was just terrible. This is just so much. I keep finding so much fun. There's a few race missions, like a guy named Clutch Nixon, but there's rewards for that, and you can do them, and you can't do. You don't. They're not necessities, but they were interesting.
And you're doing them before you leave because I
Yes.
cannot beat those missions.
There's a lot of different weapons, a lot of different things that you can do. I got a sniper rifle as an addition for getting the gold edition pack. And it's the same sniper rifle I'm still using. I'm playing differently than I played. The grenade launcher was a staple. I just blew everything up. You can't do that in this game. But you don't want to do that in this game. Like I said, I've sniped helicopter pilots. The guns are very good. Like, it was a good and a bad shot. There's one of the things that comes by is a van that holds two prisoners, and if you got to get them to stop, kill the bad guy, open up the back door, and you free the prisoners. Well, there's lots of little things like that you earn you little resistance points. Well, broke my sniper rifle out, had a beeline, shot, and it says don't kill civilians, but then the van stopped, and it was way down the road. Apparently, I shot through one of the guys in the back seat to kill the driver. So there was one left, so I got to go free him. But I'm like, I got them both with one shot. You can see the bullet, like the sniper rifle. You can see the bullet, and you can see it drop, so you have to account for it. But it's not so realistic where it's really difficult. But again, I'm using a sniper rifle. I never used sniper rifles in Far Cry 4. I found myself using various different pistols. I very rarely used pistols in the other game. I have an assault rifle, just for some wet work if it gets a lot of people out there. But I'm using a lot more different weapons than I was the other game. There's a tractor you can get that has the blades on the front that you can just mow through animal and people alike, and it's so much fun. Like I said, the landscape feels like, especially rural Montana, and it feels that way. It feels like it's America. It feels rural, but it's not. Like I said, not a lot of mountains, but each region is different. You can feel like the upper part is like more woodsy. The bottom part is more farmland. The right side is not quite sure what the Bliss Fields. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's different. Each area is a lot different, but it's fun because it's drop in, drop out co-op. So like she's playing, I just hop in, and I'm there, and then I can hop out, vice versa, and it's just a ton of fun. There's a lot to do, but I have not gotten bored yet with the repetition, and I want to do a few more things, but I'm going to beat the game, and I'm going to want to play more.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's got DLC. There's a few live events started a couple of weeks ago. One was kill enemies with fire, kill animals with fire, but can't use a flamethrower. So they had to get creative with it, like set the woods around it on fire, kind of a thing. This month's one was blow up enemy trucks with either remote mines, proximity mines, or rocket launchers. I hadn't got a rocket launcher yet, so I haven't used mines very much. Well, now I'm using mines left and right because they're fun. And I like this because it gave me a reason to try using proximity mines, and because you can upgrade them to stickies. So I see it running by, I just run up, throw it, it sticks to and I wait for it to get down the road, click the button, and blow it up. So there's a ton of different weapons, a ton of different regions, like I said, to go hunting and fishing and doing all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Good deal. I'm interested to see more of it. Like I said, that'll be something when co-op time rolls around. I want to do co-op for it. But I got to put PUBG down.
Far Cry 4 made me want to get Far Cry 5, because I was hoping it would be what Far Cry 4 wasn't, and it has not disappointed. Like, I'm salivating at the thought of a Far Cry 6 right now, because like there's not much. Like she was saying, I got a few critiques about it, but there's nothing that's like, oh man, I really don't like this, I really hate this. There's a lot to like about this game.
Good. Moving on, because we are 46 minutes in. We still have a move challenge to do. Real fast, Black Ops 4, supposedly no campaign. They have gotten rid of the campaign.
They also said that they're going to go back to a 10-point system, which I absolutely hated.
Okay.
Remember,
the pick 10.
Yeah, pick 10 system. I hated that.
They're like pick 15 or something like that now, or whatever it was for Black Ops 3.
Yeah, it just I'm not feeling that it's no campaign talking. I mean, I like the zombies on the other one.
Yeah.
If somebody would play, just too realistic for somebody's taste.
So I think it's one of those things that, for me, like they're talking like all I ever cared about for Call of Duty was multiplayer. So
it'd be right up your alley.
And Treyarch is still doing it.
Well, you still had there was a trifecta, and if you didn't have one, like I didn't care for the multiplayer, but love the campaign. And once upon a time, there was zombies when there was people to play zombies with.
Stares at Brett.
Don't look at me. I am always...
I was getting you to look at this way is what I was trying to.
Okay, I was going to say, I am always in your team.
But if you take one of those out, then it's really...
It sounds like they're... But now then the next rumor is that apparently Raven Software is working with them to create a Battle Royale game, because everything's got to have Battle Royale at this point.
Okay, now you cannot get more blatant of a ripoff. I'm like, Call of Duty was like... It's like, we were number one. Oh gosh, we might not be number one now. What do we do? We're going to copy you. I mean, that's all that. All that says right there. And
it's very
so lame.
Still makes me interested to see, like, because it's one of those things that with like a AAA big franchise like Activision throwing money behind, like, what can they do with a battle royale genre game if they put the work in it? Cat's definitely on the screen.
We have unofficial extra members in the podcast this week.
Yeah. They're all about it now. So I'd be interested to see what they do.
Andrew, everyone.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what they choose to do, though, as far as that. But it doesn't affect me any, because I'll still get it, because it's Treyarch, and I trust their multiplayer. There's still less multiplayer. I put a lot of hours into
You should play
Black Ops 3.
Current Call of Duty. I love the current Call of Duty.
Too. Yeah, so I need to update that.
So much fun. So much fun. Did you even play? You didn't. There was a, like I said, when's the last time we did a podcast?
Beginning of March.
Was it before St. Patrick's Day or after?
Before.
Because they had the St. Patrick's Day event, and it was very much like the Destiny like events, like the Halloween, the Christmas Eve, like everything was decorated with 4-leaf clovers, and there's pots of gold everywhere on the social space, and they had a Leprechaun playlist I'm like, well, what is that? So it was domination, it was team deathmatch, and the only difference was there's a little leprechaun running around the map. And you'd hear him go, it just goes start laughing, goes, hee 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 hee, and then he goes running around the map, and everybody's trying to kill him. If you kill him, you instantly get all 3 of your kill streaks. It was just so funny to see like 20 people aiming down, trying to, because it's a quick little mess. You know, he's just running all, so you start killing everybody else because they're focused on trying to kill him, but you just roll up on that kind of thing. But I appreciate the fun factor that they actually went through and did that, and it feels so much like a modern warfare, like Call of Duty World at War.
Yeah.
It felt so much like a throwback game, and then the zombies. Oh my gosh, zombies! The zombie part was just so realistically good, but nobody wants to play.
But we'll be very interested to see what Black Ops 4, if it's confirmed. I'll be interested to see what they show at the multiplayer event, because they're supposed to in May. They're doing their like gameplay reveal and stuff is in May, so you'll be able to see what the actual thing looks like, where they're going with it as far as the multiplayer is concerned, and we'll figure out from there. And then Destiny 2 had an update. It's amazing seeing Chris with the turn on Destiny.
I can't tell you the last time I played Destiny. It was so long ago.
I have the season pass, so I'll download it, and I'm sure Agent M will play with me on it. But disappointment just is an understatement of the year for the last DLC. Like it was, my expectations were not high because I knew I was comparing it to the first 2 DLCs from Destiny 1, but the more I think about it, the more I played it, there's nothing there. There's nothing left. If you don't raid, there's nothing left. There's no Prison of Elders. There's nothing left. We literally beat the DLC campaign that they keep on calling the night that it came out. It's that easy. It's that quick. So if it's that easy and that quick, and they're not adding any new extra mode, now they're revamping the weapons, they're redoing, of course, because they revamp the weapons every other week, because people complain and they like this one's too soft and this one's too hard and this is too no. There's no Prison of Elders, there's no new game mode, there's nothing to do. Their system for finding, the system that they were saying, the matchmaking system, that's a joke. It's laughable. The only thing, even the Nightfall, we're going to take the time limit off the Nightfall, but then we're going to put the score limit in, and if you don't get the score within a certain time frame, then you can't get the reward. So there's a time limit.
They just found a clever way to rename it.
Yeah, it's basically all it is. Like I said, after the next podcast, we'll have gone through it, and I'll go over it next time, after actually having played it. But I can safely say for the first time since Destiny 1 came out, I am not excited about a new DLC. I could care less about that DLC.
And for our listeners that have listened to every episode, 1, I commend you. And 2, you'd be very surprised at this twist.
Yes. There's nothing left. They've killed the game. Unless you can raid, unless you've got 5 other people that want to play, that you can call up and say, or send a text message and say, hey, get on. If you don't have that, then you cannot do anything except campaign. There's nothing else. I mean, there's only so much Crucible I can play. Oh yeah, Iron Banner, yay! Even the Iron Banner sucks now. I enjoyed the Iron Banner before it. At the end of Destiny 2, I was actually enjoying Iron Banner because the way they made it, you could get rewards. They had quest parts that you could get. There was rewards you could get, not just for getting kills and not just for winning, but there was for participation, for for other things that I'm just not as good as some, but not as bad as others. Yeah. But I've got a life that I'm not going to sit here and play hours and hours and hours of Crucible to get something that's not worth it.
Agreed. So I'll be interested to see what you think once you've actually played it, but I'm not. That seems to be the consensus that a lot of people feel like, Bungie has basically killed Destiny. And
well, I'll tell you, since
honestly,
since PUBG,
the idea of
Fortnite have come out, if you take away PUBG and Fortnite, like Destiny and then Call of Duty was your multiplayer platformers. Yeah. Well, PUBG and Fortnite have really taken people out, and it's like, guess what? There's nothing, unless you're I'm a hardcore fan.
I would almost say I'd be more willing to go back to Destiny 1 to do Prison of Elders. I have more fun doing that than anything for Destiny 2.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm interested in some of the story, but like I said, I can't tell you the last. I think the last time we played it when we did the
was it the Nightfall or was it the Crimson
Nightfall
thing?
No, it was the Nightfall because it was after Crimson. So it's been 2 months since I played it, and I have no desire to.
Yep. All right. Now we're going to move on to our connected to Galaxy S8.
Oh no, not Galaxy S9. Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got an S8. So we're doing our movie theme song challenge. Challenge. Chris, hand that to Agent M, please. Agent M, all you need to do is open it. It should be on your playlist. Hopefully.
Do I need to change the sort? Did you see it?
I may have seen the first name, but I didn't recognize what it was. So, I don't know. But even then, if I get 1 point, I'll be pleasantly surprised because I got to beat Chris Mason over here.
You're going to get some. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
So there's 41. There might be a repeat in here. But it's at least 40 different movie soundtracks.
So I'm going to tell you now for the YouTube video of this, I am not doing a scoreboard. So I will do one at the very end of what the final score is, but I'm not doing every time something gets scored because that was a pain in the butt when I did that on the TV version. And I don't even think I did it on the video game theme one, but I'm not doing it for this one either because that one, that was not fun. So we will start here. How we want to do that? Are we going to raise the hand again, and then Agent M calls on whoever she sees first? And
either that or just yell out.
Next time we need to see if there's like a buzzer app or something we can download that we could like connect.
Do the shocker thing, and whoever gets
shocked. That game. That one that you had.
I mean, either.
Oh, my hand hurts.
That hurt.
And you're like, well, I answered it first.
So raise your hand because or just yell it out. I don't.
No,
whatever you want.
Yeah, yelling out gets a little crazy.
Y'all gonna just raise your
Somebody
hand?
might get punched.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, Agent M, let's make sure. Let's go ahead and hit the first one. Hopefully this plays, and hopefully you can hear it. Chris.
Saturday Night Fever.
Where you walk,
that was a gimme.
Don't tie me down.
Chris.
Labyrinth.
Never saw it. So, Brett, you're doing real good. We're doing great.
Perfect score. I know this. Oh, I know this. I know this.
Chris.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Knew
I was
I
like,
knew
it
it.
sounded like a start of a Marvel movie.
I knew it. Told you I knew it.
Brett.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Could tell you last time I seen Lord of the Rings. I'm doing great.
Chris.
Robots.
Yes. That was for you. That was so for you.
I knew that one too.
I
Oh my gosh,
started it.
the movie is so good. So
I
good.
heard the metal clanking. I'm like, wait. Frozen. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I make everybody closing with me listen to it.
Brett.
It's not what I first thought it was going to be. I'm going to go with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah, nice.
That is not what popped into my head first.
Please. Please.
You don't want to give it a second?
Please. You might as well, because there's nowhere they're going to get it.
Oh, no, God, no.
That would be Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. Greatest movie ever made.
You know I had to include that one for you.
Ever made. Order it. Blu-ray. It's worth it. I'm telling you, it's the
She's got my
greatest movie.
phone. I can't do it. Oh, shit.
You did.
I refuse.
Titanic.
I refuse to even answer that.
Well, this is movie soundtracks.
I know,
I'm trying to go with famous movie soundtracks.
Yeah, like Barry Gordon Dragon.
It is famous.
Oh,
That was a tie between you two.
Rocky.
I told you I'm trying to get some
Barry
stuff all
Gordon's
that you
Last
can
Dragon
get.
is the greatest movie, period.
Okay.
That would be The Never-Ending Story.
oh God. Hate that movie.
I don't know if any of y'all are going to get this one.
Oh.
Everybody likes the
I know
song,
the
though.
song. I know the song. I just can't think of the movie. Oh. Teen Wolf.
Yes.
Damn,
Wow,
I'm good.
Teen Wolf. There's a
in
random.
the
That's
end.
a pull.
I
Yeah.
told you.
Win in the end.
I could have gone so much more with this.
That's a deep pull right there. Teen Wolf.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
We'll just take it to a friendly place. We ain't got no. We're in the valley, Vincent. We ain't got no friendly places. Mortal Kombat.
Oh. RoboCop? No, that sounds like RoboCop though. It's not RoboCop though. I hope you have RoboCop on here. I'm hurt. Movies that we all like. You don't put RoboCop's theme. World of Warcraft.
It sounds very epic.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to discuss this one out, all right?
Are we just skipping it?
No. Is it in the Lord of the Rings family? Is
Oh,
it
the Hobbit?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say the first thing I'm thinking of is Lord of the Rings, but I'm like,
Because it's the Misty Mountain song that they sing.
I was gonna say this sounds
'cause if you-
very Lord
It
of the
sounds
Rings.
very-
Yeah, that Misty Mountain when they're all together.
They had the RoboCop initial at the beginning, like the.
Oh, I thought the same thing. I was like,
And-
So I guess that's a.
that was a collective. Yes.
Just no one gets a point.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's move on. But I'm really hurt that you didn't put RoboCop's theme.
I tried.
RoboCop has an epic theme,
Sorry.
and you
So
you
gotta
didn't do.
know for next time.
Well, I could have kept going. I didn't know how many to put. I
You
stopped
put
at 40.
movies for all of us. And you didn't put RoboCop, like number 4 movie. I'm hurt. Not RoboCop. Gotta play RoboCop's theme now just to put it on there. At the time of our
Dirty Dancing.
lives.
Yes.
Star Wars.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them. Touche.
It's kind of a tie.
It's James Bond, but all of them.
I know this one. So you say the movie and be really mad that I don't know it. I didn't say it. Boy, I hope this is picking it up. Because it's so quiet.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
No.
No.
I know it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's not Beauty and the Beast, is it?
No. Oh, no. God, it's right there.
I can't.
Is it Tim Burton? God, it feels Tim
Feels like a
Burton.
Tim Burton theme. Yeah.
I already guessed.
Oh my god, I know it.
No, don't
I-
stop. Don't stop.
I have not seen this.
That doesn't help a lot.
Uh,
God, I know this.
I can't. Oh my god. This is annoying.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's good.
And I know I like the movie.
Yeah.
I know that. It's like I know this movie and I know I like it, but I don't know what it is. Beetlejuice?
It was just a good guess, though. It's a good guess.
That's the direction I'm heading with it. It's like that's what
It's
it
very
feels like.
dark and dreary type thing. I give up.
Give us a hint.
There's a whole bunch of these. It's a whole series. Y'all have told me I would like it. I've never seen it.
A whole series.
It's like 9 of them or something.
Start it over again.
No, 9 of them. Fast and the Furious. It's only 8 of those.
It's an attraction for this at Universal Orlando.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Yes.
Oh,
God, as soon as they started doing that thing, I could see the flyover, like, because he's heading to pick up the
It's like 9 of them, isn't it? Am I close? 8 or 9?
8, I think, because the 7th book was broken into 2 parts.
Okay. I'm not sure if y'all are going to get this, but I hope you do.
Come, my love, I'll tell you a tale of a boy and girl and their love story.
Princess Bride.
Brett.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
It's like the ending theme.
I've never heard that before.
Why does every theme song had to start with, like, a chime for, like, 16 minutes? Before we actually get to, like, the actual part of it.
This is a family movie.
I think I know it. I don't know the movie. I like, as soon as you say it, I'm gonna know it. It's right there. Forrest Gump.
Yes.
It was taking me a minute. I was
Good
like,
one.
it's right
Good
there.
one.
And then all of a sudden, I was like, I could see the feather
Yes. Yes.
getting ready to land at his feet. Back to the Future.
I was expecting that one from you.
Like, that was not going to take that long.
My hand was getting ready to go up.
Oh.
Indiana
Brad got it.
Jones.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
He no nuts. He crazy.
Did you start another one?
Like you said, this one is one that takes a while to get into it.
Of course. Jaws. I was right?
I was actually about to say that. I was actually about to say that. Good grief.
As soon as I heard the,
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Well, it takes it a minute.
it's taking a sweet time to get there. There it
Oh,
is.
yeah,
I was like, what would start like that? That'd be Toy Story.
Yes.
You've got a friend in me.
There's a snake in my boot.
Tron. Legacy.
Yes.
Because it's not the original Tron, but I was like, it could be the new one.
It's sounding like very like digital.
Which I wish they were making a third.
The second one bombed so hard that they
Just did not. It was good.
bombed financially.
I've seen this.
Oh my god, I know it.
I know.
I see it.
Jurassic Park.
That's not Jurassic Park.
Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Told you I've seen
Have
it.
we moved to this new theme?
No, it's the same thing.
It's the same one? Okay.
And now that part like it's like
The beginning
But
was
that's
like
that's the Michael Keaton Batman.
yes,
Yeah.
the original.
Because it was over the city and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like I could see it.
I didn't.
I didn't watch that movie. That's a good movie. I haven't watched
It
that in
is.
a long time.
This is Jurassic Park.
Yes, this is. Oh, you put Jurassic Park in there, but you don't put RoboCop. Okay, I see how it is.
Jurassic Park is a little bit better than RoboCop. I'm sorry.
Oh, not my book. Actually, Jurassic Park is a little bit.
Chris,
But loose.
this is a good playlist to listen to.
It is. Aw. God, the best
I
part.
can go back.
Now the one that I think has started.
Karate Kid.
Yes.
Let's bring on the
You might
recorder
want to
from
turn it down a
school.
little bit.
It's having a hard time picking it up anyway, so.
Oh. I'm gonna pick that up.
I like it, whatever it is. no! Stop it! Oh, stop! Spaceballs. Oh, I was like, I know it, I know it. Where were you on that one? Terminator?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you like Genesis? Wasn't that bad.
Superman?
Yes.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw that one.
Some Christopher Reeve. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
Hey, you do Beverly Hills Cop, but not RoboCop. Lion King.
Hey, Johnny.
That's
That's what Brett's gonna do. When she's born, just hold her off. You gotta do it now. Test your mic. Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Aw, that's such a good.
Test your mic.
My friend at work, his
I like
kids
this
had
playlist.
his kids just started getting into playing Mortal Kombat for some reason, and so they've been playing like the newer ones and stuff. I was like, "Do you want to see the 1995 movie?" And so I let him borrow all my Blu-rays of the Mortal Kombat movies. And he said that like they've watched the first Mortal Kombat now like multiple times.
Nice.
The first one, yes. Stop.
Yeah,
Just stop. There.
Annihilation.
Annihilation was horrid.
Legacy was actually pretty interesting.
Legacy looked good.
There's There's 2 seasons of that. It's actually surprisingly good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, there is our Mortal Kombat
Mortal
rant real
Kombat.
quick. A kids movie. Potentially.
Chris?
E.T.
Yes.
The extraterrestrial.
Yeah. The other movie I haven't seen in a very long time.
So I was trying to go
A
to
movie
some
I've
old
never seen
school
in
early
period.
classics that I thought everybody would... Because I don't
couldn't tell you
know...
the last time I seen E.T.
Right,
to
well,
know the theme of E.T.
Me neither. Yeah, I added that twice.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. That new one looks pretty good. Ghostbusters. Neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Huh. Oh, yeah.
Rush Hour.
I was like, is it gonna be Rush Hour like for the movie? Because I was like, I don't know if this is a theme to anything else. Man, you went right into the next. Didn't give us a chance to like discuss the movie. Nothing. Just boom.
Home Alone.
Yes.
Yeah, that is Home Alone.
And that's it.
Oh, okay. What's the final score?
Chris
Chris
had 20
has
something.
5, 10, 15, 20, 23.
Sure.
Brett has 6, and Tim has 10.
Hey, I got 10. All right. Shocker. The playlist made by Chris Mason's sister.
Just so
Had a bunch
every,
of movies that Chris would know.
just so
And
everyone
Chris
knows.
really liked because you had the dragon movie.
Greatest movie ever made. I will argue
Okay,
and
But
fight
again-
No,
anybody
literally,
who
I
says
put Back to the
otherwise.
Future
But-
in for you, and I put Spaceballs and Princess Bride for you, because I was trying to think of things that y'all talk about.
RoboCop. No RoboCop.
For the record, we were
Go
playing
ahead.
golf rolls, so I actually won. Low score wins.
I enjoyed doing that.
Thank you. It was
I
good.
thought that was, but that's a good playlist, man. I like a lot of those themes.
How much a grateful stuff that is.
I don't know, y'all always go when it's on sale.
I just want to put RoboCop's theme in here.
Great clips. I think I've been seeing it advertised for $7. Like little signs sitting out.
Okay. One last thing.
She takes the night when she's coming over.
I gotta find Chris Mason's text thing.
Oh, actually,
Where are you going?
We're not done yet.
I was just taking the wallet out.
Oh, you moved your chair. I thought you were standing up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You cannot get your wallet out unless you're giving me money.
It's like, where you going? Where you going, hotshot?
I was very proud of the Spaceballs one.
Yes.
When I thought of that one.
See,
Yes.
hopefully, Chris, you got this text message just now.
There's one.
Surprise for you.
You're disappointed that RoboCop wasn't in there. I'm disappointed that Robin Hood wasn't in there.
Ooh, Robin Hood, yeah.
Or
What's Robin Hood?
Gettysburg.
Aw.
So, I was wondering, we may have surprised Chris. I have pre-ordered the Duke Xbox One controller for Chris's birthday. I wanted to tell him now. I'd like to surprise him for it, like around his birthday, whenever we got the podcast at that time. But I was afraid he'd actually go buy the thing.
No, you told me not to.
So I didn't know if he actually would be able to hold out. So we got Chris the X. Brett and I are going in on it. Probably Andrew. I haven't talked to him about it, but he might contribute a little bit to it. But anyways, it's from the podcast, guys. So
Podcast guys, I like that.
for your birthday. So
Thank you very much.
anyways, on that note, we are done. And hopefully you guys were able to beat Chris at some of these things if you listen to it. Doubt it.
Bring it on.
I could have beaten him.
You could have given me a run for my money. I don't know that you would have beaten me.
I think
So, on that note, we're done. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at VAHOMA_podcast. I am VAH_Annihilator. I also stream every night at mixer.com/AnnihilatorMethod. So, come by, say hi. There's a stream tip. You want to tip me some money, that's cool. Appreciate what you like. You see what you're seeing? That would if anybody ever actually tips me like $1, I will be confused and very surprised. But it has a little fancy animation that pops up and everything on the screen if you were to do that.
Nice.
So hey. Anyways, Brett is MudDauber24 on Twitter. We have Chris Mason is HankNova316 or Ludacris316 because whatever, he has 2 of them. Never uses them, but you never know. Sometimes I might tag him in something, and but hey, follow us. Andrew is MetalBlade85. He does sometimes stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/MetalBlade85, so you can follow him on there. H&M doesn't believe in any social media. That is public. So there's that. And so we're done. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.